She may take some time to find just the right place. A deserted mouse hole. Ideal. First, she makes a little wax pot in which she lays a group of fertilized eggs. In due time, these hatch into young females. The queen now has her subjects. A colony has been established. From now on, she does little building herself. Her daughters take on that job, and they use a material that no wasp ever had. It oozes from between their body segments. It's wax. The queen also produces a chemical substance that permeates the nest and keeps her daughter's sexuality in check. Their job is not to produce eggs, but to look after their younger sisters. More and more young workers are hauling themselves out of their cells. They don't have to travel far to find their first adult meal. In fact, to begin with, they stay inside the nest, helping with nest duties, feeding the young, keeping the place clean, building more cells. After a few days, they begin to venture outside the nest to help in collecting food. If the colony is to be properly nourished, they must gather not only nectar, but pollen. Nectar they transport in their crops, but pollen is held in a tiny ball by a brush of stiff hairs on their two hind legs. A worker can carry a lump weighing half as much as she does herself. Each bundle is carefully unloaded into one of the storage cells. The pollen isn't eaten by workers. They unselfishly bring it back for the larvae, for it's rich in protein and essential food for their development. By the late summer, there may be more than 200 workers in the nest. Although the colony is now close to its maximum size, the queen is still laying. But these batches of eggs are different. She's now stopped producing the chemical substance that repressed the sexual development of her daughters, so these eggs will develop into new queens. The change affects not just her eggs, but her existing daughters, the workers. No longer restrained by the queen's chemical control, some workers have started laying their own eggs. This doesn't suit the queen, and she destroys them. The workers haven't mated, but their eggs can develop nonetheless and become males. The queen eats as many of these eggs as she can find because, as well as queen eggs, she's also producing male eggs and can't tolerate the competition. She keeps such a close watch that she manages to destroy the workers' eggs almost as soon as they're laid. The end of summer approaches. There's now anarchy in the colony. The social order has collapsed. Many of the workers whose eggs are being destroyed by the queen start to attack her. The onslaught is brutal. No quarter is given. Eventually, they sting her to death. The end of the colony has come. None of the workers will survive the winter. But the young queens will have left the nest and found males. It's they who will establish new colonies next spring.